Hello, and welcome to this training program on social media marketing for small businesses. These days, owning a business seems to be a recipe for failure. In the past, it wasn't like this. You could open up a business, and if you had a good product or service, people would surely find out about you. Now, this isn't the case. Businesses are struggling more than ever in order to keep themselves relevant. You can blame the internet largely for this, but there are other reasons it's so tough to own a business these days. People seem to only frequent businesses that they know well. They are going to the places that are recommended to them by friends and family. New businesses that pop up are rarely given a chance if they aren't recommended. The fact of the matter is, these days, if your business can't find a way to get itself out there, it will not succeed. It's not just about advertising. Advertising is actually the easy part. You can spend all sorts of money in order to get yourself out there and still come up short. The bottom line is you can't buy success these days when it comes to a business. These days, your customers are what make or break your business, and not just because of the business they can provide you. Customers have so much power these days because of social media. So, what power does social media give the average customer? Imagine you go to a business that's really crowded. You have to wait in order to be helped. You don't mind doing this as long as you're treated with respect. Now imagine that the owners of this business aren't in a good mood on this particular day. Maybe they might do something disrespectful, or they might make you feel as if your business doesn't matter. This used to happen a lot, because a lot of business owners felt like people couldn't do much in response. Social media has changed all that. With social media, a single customer has the power to really hurt the reputation of just about any business out there. And some people involved in social media are dead serious about the reviews they leave. You can say that social media users fall into a few categories, including the casual social media user. This is the person who, even if they aren't treated right by a certain business, they simply won't feel like being bothered to write anything negative online about it. The semi-serious social media user. This is the person who might say something on a social media website about a business, but they'll make it quick and to the point. The serious social media user. This is the person who spends a lot of time using social media. If they decide to write something good online about a business, they'll go into detail about it. It also works the other way around. If they want to write something bad, they'll go into detail about this. Such people have a lot of power because people read everything they write. Here's the thing. Everything I just said above doesn't matter to the person who believes that as long as they don't take part in social media, they don't have anything to worry about. But this couldn't be further from the truth. You might be thinking, as an entrepreneur, do you really need social media marketing? Think for a few minutes about what was just said previously. The three tiers of social media users really have a lot of power, even the ones who might not use it all that much. Some people actually believe that they can get by these days without using any form of social media, but they are dead wrong. Here are just a few of the things social media marketing can do for your business. You can build your reputation very quickly, which will lead to more credibility and trust by people who don't know you. You can promote your products and services all around the world. You can increase sales to the point where you would be able to possibly expand your business. This is only a small sampling. With social media marketing, you can really take what might be a struggling business and turn it into something special. What you have to do is think about what social media marketing does. We're talking about engagement, collaboration, and adding a different method of gathering important information that can really help you grow your business fast. With social media marketing, you have the power to connect with your target audience like never before. Responding to customers or potential customers becomes easy, and all of this will reflect well on your business. Without social media marketing, your business is really going to suffer. Think about the other businesses you're competing with that make use of social media every day. This is the reason why they are probably getting more sales than you and more exposure. Sure, it might take some time to really get the gist of social media marketing, but it's a time investment that's worth it. No matter what type of business you are, it's going to be tough to survive if you aren't connecting with customers or potential customers. I know when I'm thinking about going to a restaurant, a specialty store, or any kind of business, I want to know how other people feel about them. I look at it as a form of risk management. If I'm going to spend my money, I want to be sure about what I can expect. Social media provides me with all the feedback I need in order to do this. I can easily find out what other people's experiences were with a specific business. If the experiences other people had were bad, I'll do my best to learn why. The best way for me to feel better about things in this situation is if the business immediately gives a reason as to why things didn't go a certain way. I can also find out how serious a business is about keeping customers happy. Oftentimes, a lot of questions I have already been answered, and if they haven't, I wonder why. Social media marketing gives businesses the power to keep customers happy in ways they weren't able to before. It also allows me to see what positive things people have to say about the business. If a lot of people are saying good stuff, then this will definitely push me over the edge as far as patronizing that business is concerned. All of these things have to do with social media marketing, because as a business owner, you taking part in the conversations that go on about you on social media websites is a form of marketing, whether you realize it or not. So is using social marketing for your business going to be tough? You're probably going through this training hoping to get some secret weapon that's going to allow you to dominate when it comes to social media marketing, right? Well, here's the thing. I like to keep things simple. Sure, I can give you a lot of detail, but that would confuse a lot of the business owners who, for the most part, are avoiding using social media marketing because they're intimidated by it. Before I go any further, I want to list a few of the reasons why businesses are so intimidated by the idea of using this form of marketing. There are just so many social media websites. With this being the case, how do you know which one to use for your business? Should you focus on becoming a master of one, or should the focus be on becoming good enough at them all? The time investment required in order to learn how to use all the different social media websites is huge. As a business owner, you have things you have to do. You have customers you have to deal with. The time investment is too big of a risk with no guarantee of a reward for your efforts. Some people simply believe that they don't have the skills in order to leverage social media websites in order to drive more business. These are people who would prefer to do things the old-fashioned way, but the old-fashioned way will lead to low sales. Social media websites such as Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and Facebook are easy to use once you get the hang of it. We aren't talking about simply using these websites. We're talking about leveraging the huge traffic they get in order to build your business. What I want you guys to focus on is the basics. You can easily search on Google how to use any social media website and get some pretty clear directions. But our focus is on marketing. I've put together a list of rules I believe will really serve business owners well. As long as you follow these basic rules, you'll have a good chance at building up your business with social media marketing. So the first rule is to make sure your ratio of promotional posts is low. The reason why you want a low ratio of promotional posts is because you don't want people to think promotion is all you care about. With social media marketing for your business, the goal is to get people to engage you. If they like what you offer, they'll share it with others, and this will lead to business. Plus, too much promotion makes it seem like you don't really care about the people in your network. You should also focus on creating posts that offer value for the readers. With social media marketing for your business, creating posts that offer value isn't as easy as it sounds. What can you say that will have value without sounding too promotional? You would have to put some real thought into this, but this is what you want. One good post can really work wonders for your business. Make sure your posts are also not the same across your accounts. When you do get started with social media marketing, you'll be tempted to get lazy. Think about it. You can spend a long time coming up with some good content to post, and you'll want to put it on all of the accounts you use. This is a bad idea. You want to mix things up because you don't want to come off as robotic. You should also be consistent with your posting schedule. The people who decide to join your following on different social media accounts will do so because they expect constant updates from you. If you can provide this, they'll stay in your networks. But if you can't, then they'll go elsewhere. The name of the game here is consistency. You need to also mix up the format of your posts on different social media accounts. Depending on the type of business you have, mixing things up as far as the format of your post goes is going to be important. Do your best to use photos, text, links, videos, etc. Don't just stick to any one way of posting content. The final rule I want to cover is to make sure you address any and all customer or reader inquiries fast. This is what will really give your business a chance to shine. By really taking the time to answer your customer or potential customers' questions, you really show that you care and want them to be satisfied. This is going to go a long way. The faster you do this, the better. I know this simple list doesn't seem like much, but you'll be surprised at how easy it is to remember once you get involved with social media marketing. If you follow these simple rules, you can really build a strong following on any social media website you go to. Something else you might need to deal with from time to time is negative feedback. All you need to do is make sure you're on top of things. Your business cannot afford to have you ignore some of the conversations that go on about it on the internet. Making an effort to respond to negative people will go a long way. Social media marketing is a game, even though some people don't like to think of it this way. You're trying to get people to give you permission to contact them over and over again. From time to time, someone is going to say something negative about your business. My advice would be to be honest as possible and never sling mud back at anyone. Slinging mud back at those who try to harm your social reputation online will only make you look bad and unprofessional. Your goal should be to maintain an air of professionalism at all times. This isn't going to be easy to do all the time, but one slip-up can really hurt the image you're trying to create. Use negative feedback as a platform to show improvement and professionalism. Now, you might be wondering whether it's better to focus on traditional marketing versus social media marketing. Think very carefully about the type of business you run. Chances are it's not the type of business the media would focus on too heavily. Your business would really have to be something special in order for you to get serious media attention. There are some business owners who are able to capture the interest of the media, usually by getting involved in some form of charity work. The average business couldn't rely on this, though. Spending your time with social media marketing is so much better than spending it on traditional media marketing. In fact, the same can be said when it comes to you using paid forms of advertising. Think about how much money it costs to advertise a business these days using any major platform. Can you afford to risk so much money with no guarantee of a return? Odds are you can't. With social media, you don't have to worry about wasting money. With social media, there are so many ways you can be successful besides just how much money you are able to bring in as a result of your efforts. Too many businesses get caught up in the idea that if they aren't making money from what they do online, it's a waste. I can tell you that this couldn't be further from the truth. What we have to do is take a look at what conventional media does for your business and what social media marketing can do for it. With conventional media advertising, you're getting across to a wide range of people, but these people aren't really targeted. They can span all age ranges and all socioeconomic types. This doesn't really do you much good. Even if you are able to target your market more, it usually comes at a high price. This isn't the case when it comes to social media for your business. With social media, you're getting additional value. For starters, you're getting users that are way more involved. When you cultivate an audience using one of these platforms, you have the opportunity to really get into the minds of your target audience. Your target audience can mean a lot more to you than just money. You can go to them for idea generation, for example. You'll be able to take this time to really understand what people want. You can also look for patterns when it comes to suggestions. I believe the biggest value of social media marketing is being able to get brand ambassadors. These are people who invest a lot of time into social media, and they really have the power to make or break you. With just a few good brand ambassadors that have an extensive audience themselves, you'd be surprised at what can happen for your business. Conventional media advertising can't do this for you. You throw money at it and you see what works and what doesn't. What business these days has money to risk like this? The only currency you need in order to take full advantage of social media advertising would be time or the time of someone else. There is no reason why you couldn't decide to use a combination of both forms of advertising, but I believe that the bulk of your time should be spent on the latter. You can even use social media marketing to learn what conventional methods of advertising users might still be responsive to. It really can work out well for the person that's willing to work it. You don't have to overdo it, but you do have to be serious about it. Social media marketing evens the playing field and gives any size business the chance to compete on a global scale. So what if you do get into social media marketing, but the majority of people don't read the bulk of posts you put out? If your goal is to create brand awareness for your business, then you must do everything possible in order to ensure you're getting exposure. Exposure is the name of the game. The followings you're able to build up across different social networking platforms are all those who, for the most part, are interested in what you have to say. But this won't always be the case. Some business owners will go on thinking that they're supposed to see results overnight, but it doesn't work this way. You have to be consistent. People need to see that you're involved. You won't always put up posts that people are going to enjoy looking at. But guess what? Even when people don't read your posts, they will still be seeing your business name. What do you think this does? It keeps you on the mind of your customers or potential customers. You keep yourself relevant. Pretty soon, out of simple curiosity, people would want to know who you were and what you did. Brand awareness is probably the biggest benefit of social media marketing. Once people recognize who you are, it becomes easier for them to recommend you to others. Awareness creates trust and comfort. Rarely do we go for businesses we know nothing about, or at least having heard about to some degree. The brand awareness you'd be able to create with social media marketing will really help your business take off. Small business owners will really benefit. Seeing as how a small business doesn't have a large advertising budget to get their name out there, social media marketing provides them a chance to get exposure for free. Consistent participation is all that's required. What you put out there won't always be a home run. You might also be wondering whether social media marketing will work for businesses of all types, or is it limited? One of the main reasons why people are hesitant to get involved with social media marketing is because they don't believe it will work for their particular business. Sure, there are businesses that are going to have a larger customer base or potential customer base than others, but this doesn't mean anything. Heck, even if all you could do was interact with other people in your industry, this would still have a lot of value to you. Understand that with social media marketing, there's a niche for everyone. No matter how small your customer base or potential customer base is, you can succeed. I could even argue that it's better to have a smaller crowd of people than a larger one. With a smaller niche following, it becomes easier to evaluate what they want and the questions they are asking. It becomes easier to build close relationships that can have a lot of value to your business down the line. Maybe you're concerned that the people who would come to your business are those who don't use social media. Well, even if this is true for a portion of your market, it won't be true for all of them. Social media marketing enables you to extend your reach, and that's the goal. You don't just want people locally to know about you. You want people from all over to know about you. This way, if they were to ever come into town, or if they knew someone who was going to be coming to your city, they could recommend your business. You see how this works. How much extra revenue do you believe this could generate? How do you think you could leverage the extra exposure you got that you'd never get with conventional advertising? Now, what about the paid advertising options social media platforms offer? Should you be using these options as well? Most social media platforms, when they first start, don't allow for paid advertising. They want to build their brand first, and once they have an established user base, they introduce paid advertising as an option to start generating revenue. For some business owners who just don't have the time, they might feel like using the paid options some social media sites offer is the way to go. Here's the thing. When people go onto social media websites, they're looking to be entertained for the most part. The bulk of ads are ignored. In fact, they're seen as being irritating. Think about this for a second. How many times have you gone to a site like YouTube to watch a video only to be held hostage by having to watch an ad? How did you feel in this moment? In some cases, you might have been so irritated that you decided not to watch the video. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but it can add up big time in terms of lost views and possible subscribers. You have to look at social media marketing for what it is, being social. Using the paid models some social media websites offers works for some businesses, particularly those who have large advertising. But this isn't where the typical business is going to get the most benefit. You must be social in order to get the benefits social media marketing provides. You can't pay to get the level of exposure you would by being active and putting out good posts and content. The only way I would advise using some of the paid models would be if you could do it for dirt cheap and you were only using it as a means to test. At the end of the day, you want to use social media to leverage your business. You can have different social media account and post content for other people to see. This works really well, but it's too one-sided. You just might not have the following yet, or you might want a way to amp things up. Well, the reason why business can benefit so much from this form of marketing is because they can post content or comments to other people's social media accounts, and not just their own. This opens up a whole different world. Think about all the people in your business, all the customers and potential customers. Think about the hobbies they might have. You have the chance to post comments on other people's accounts and spread brand awareness for your business even more. It won't always be easy to get people to associate with you, but it's worth the effort. The more people you can be social with online, the more they'll recommend you to the people who follow them. This has the chance to really create credibility for your business. Think of it as a blog commenting on steroids. With blog commenting, you are leaving a comment in the hopes that you could funnel some of the blog owner's traffic back to your website. With social media marketing, you're hoping for the same to a degree, but you have an endless amount of people who can help you in this regard. Participating in other people's conversations on their social media accounts is very powerful, and if done correctly, can blow up exposure for your business very fast. If you're too one-sides, meaning you only post on your own accounts and not the accounts of others, then you're not getting the full benefits you could be getting. So, if you focus on social media, does that mean you should stop doing search engine optimization? SEO isn't what it used to be. A long time ago, you could put up some content, put in the right keywords, and get ranked quite easily. As far as businesses were concerned, all you had to do was include the right location keywords and you were set. This isn't the case anymore. Search engines like Google have made so many changes that they're making it impossible for anyone to get good rankings. Even the businesses that really work hard at it are struggling. Social media marketing is superior to search engine optimization because it gives you a chance to have so much more control. Social media marketing lets you connect with your audience. You won't have to break out in a sweat and worry about the next algorithm update if you focus on social media for your business. But the main thing is that with this form of marketing, you don't have to focus so much on keywords. You only have to focus on putting good stuff out there and getting it shared with other people. And by having multiple accounts, you can be hedged against something bad happening. Can you say this for conventional search engine optimization? Another thing is that search engine optimization required most people to be geniuses in order to know what was going on. With social media marketing, there are little kids who have huge followings making more money than their parents in their business endeavors. If you don't believe this is true, you can look it up for yourself. I don't say this just to say it. I say this in order to make sure people really understand how simple social media advertising can be for their business and why they should do it consistently. What about email marketing? Should you be doing this as well? I remember a time when email advertising was the best way to generate revenue. It still works pretty well, but it's safe to say that it works best for certain types of businesses. For instance, people who run internet-based businesses really benefit from email marketing. It gives them the chance to capture the traffic they are able to generate and not have to be overly reliant upon Google. But I would honestly say that when it comes to businesses, email marketing isn't always the best way to go. The reality is that for a lot of businesses, email marketing just won't add that extra dimension. Plus, email marketing comes with some serious drawbacks that social media marketing doesn't. Let's take a look at a few of them. With email marketing, you have to work hard in order to get someone to sign up, and usually it's a double opt-in. It might seem at first that this wouldn't be hard to do, but it is. Too many people are fearful that if they give out their email address, they'll get bombarded with spam. So getting email addresses to even build a moderate following is tougher than it seems. Social media marketing for your business gives you the chance to get a large following without requiring too much of them. You can provide value, but you would usually do this after people have joined your following. You won't have to fear people accusing you of spamming them unless the posts you leave are blatantly promotional or you overdo it. With email marketing, the bulk of your list doesn't respond to what you put out there. In fact, a lot of them will have it sent straight to their spam folder. How are you supposed to generate revenue when as much as 80% of your list subscribers aren't looking at your messages? And how do you go about doing something to change this? Social media marketing promises to deliver a high response rate. There is no need to open up anything, so to speak. If people like what they see from you, then they'll share it. Ultimately, it will find its way to many eyeballs. This is going to make it much easier for you to build brand awareness and, ultimately, a loyal following. Email marketing is risky because people can accuse you of being a spammer even when they signed up to receive messages from you. Plus, a lot of people end up unsubscribing once they get whatever it was you used to get them to do it. Your email list dwindles over time, and you have to work in order to replace those that leave. This is hard work. With social media marketing, it's going to be much easier for you to keep the following you build. Everyone who joins your network will know for sure that they signed on. Plus, a lot of social media networks allow for people to get email updates whenever you post new content. So you're actually getting the benefit of email marketing as well, but without the risk. Because of this feature, you could always be sure that the bulk of people on your accounts know when you add something. As a business owner, straight email marketing using a list builder might not be effective, but social media marketing gives you the chance to take advantage of both platforms. This is what you want, right? Email marketing the old way is just too tough. Not only this, but most people don't see it as being chic enough. So what can your business do in order to start using social media marketing? If you've read this far, it's because you're really serious about social media marketing and what it can do for your business. I don't want to bore people with detailed steps of how to sign up with each social network. This should already be common knowledge. Assuming that most people reading this already have a basic understanding of these websites, what I want to do is offer a plan of action. The 4 major social networking websites I want to focus on would be Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and Facebook. I'm going to give business owners a simple plan as to how they can use each website. Sometimes I won't give out a complete plan, but tips in order to help business owners out. Don't be intimidated by social media marketing. Calling it marketing is just something that's done because you have an ultimate goal. But you really aren't marketing at all. You're socializing in the hopes that it will turn into something down the line as far as your business is concerned. I really want people to understand this point. You don't have to be an expert at this. You simply have to make the commitment to invest the time and energy each day. You'll get better as you go along, and pretty soon, you'll get how the game works. Are there others out there? Sure. But we want to focus on the biggest, most visited ones. This is where you want to concentrate your efforts. So, let's get started with Facebook first. Now, in order for you to use Facebook as a social media marketing tool, the first thing you need to think about is whether to create a profile page or a fan page. I would recommend using a fan page for business purposes and a profile page for personal purposes. There's also a third option, and that would be for you to create an official page. An official page really gives you the chance to go in depth about your business and create a professional image. The next thing you need to do is focus on building identification. The page you were to create for your business needs to have a good title, preferably a line that's easy to remember. You shouldn't plan on changing this anytime soon, so you would want to make sure it was something good. Once you've created a fan page for your business, you will want to invest some time in customizing it properly. Start by putting a good profile picture on it that's high quality, and make sure you take the time to fill out all the needed details as far as your business go. Tell people how they can find you, and give them a brief history on your business. Understand that people are going to visit your fan page because they want to learn more about who you are. Don't be scared to give them all the information they need. Now, here's something you can do once you had a decent amount of fans. You could start offering special deals to them. You wouldn't have to do this right from the gate, but it should be a goal of yours. Offering a special deal gives you the chance to really see how well this social media platform can work for you. In order to really get the most out of Facebook for your business, people must have the ability to interact with you. So this means you're going to have to encourage them to do so. The best way this is done on Facebook is by having a wall. A wall gives your fans a chance to ask you questions, and it also makes it easier for you to share with them. You would have to provide them with a good reason to interact with you, though. At first, you're going to feel a little intimidated to use Facebook to promote your business, but this is going to pass once you see how easy it is. When your fan page begins to take off, you'll be tempted to become more aggressive with your posts. I would advise against this. You don't want to alienate the people who follow you. You want to always make sure whatever posts you put out there are posts that are going to be relevant to them. You don't want to do anything that's going to devalue your fans. Facebook is the simplest social media website to use for your business because most people have been using it for a long time and will be on it. If there was any one social media website your business needs to be on, it would be Facebook. Investing the right amount of time and energy into this platform can really go a long way. If you want more help, you can learn what other business owners have done in order to get the most out of Facebook. There's plenty of articles about this on the internet and plenty of people willing to share their ideas with you. Now, let's move on to using Twitter for your business. There's no doubt that Twitter is one of the most used social networks around the globe. With this being the case, it only makes sense that your business be on it to some degree. If you're putting together a social media marketing plan, then Twitter must be a part of it. What I want to do here is provide users with a few tips they can use in order to get the most out of Twitter. A lot of these are going to sound pretty basic, but when followed, they could be very effective. Use Twitter in order to spread awareness about your brand. Twitter is very powerful and unique when it comes to person use or business use. With Twitter, you can share your thoughts, different articles, and other important messages all in 140 characters or less. Twitter is a platform that enables you to get in contact with those you're interested in, and it allows them to follow you as well. Using Twitter in order to build awareness for your brand doesn't have to be tough. What you want to do is take part in the community. Start tweeting. What would you be tweeting exactly? Well, it could be photos, videos, or links to just about anything you can think of. All you have to remember as a business owner is to make the most out of the tiny space you have. Be sure to stay professional when it comes to building brand awareness. One of the most important things you must do when you get on Twitter is see if you can get your business or brand name on the site when you first register. It's not going to be easy to do this. Don't worry if you can't obtain it, though. You can instead work to find a match that comes as close as possible. In the majority of cases, you won't have any problems with finding something that works for your business. All you need to do is make sure you keep things professional. Don't get too silly or goofy. For certain types of businesses, this works, but for others, it creates the wrong impression. Create a profile page that's not generic. Generic profiles are not going to work if you want to promote your business. This is especially true when it comes to using Twitter. You want to create a profile that's going to represent your brand well and show how good it is on your profile page. Be sure to select good images to put on it. These should be images that are professionally designed, or you can decide to use a face shot. Don't put up a picture that's going to make people uncertain about who you are. Your main goal with Twitter is to create brand recognition. You can't expect for people to interact with you if they don't recognize you or your business. Be sure to know what your goals are. Once you've put together a good profile for your business, now you'll want to figure out exactly what your main goal is going to be on Twitter. Some people will go on the website with the sole purpose of trying to promote things and get some quick sales. Well, this isn't the way to go. In fact, if that is all you want, you might be better served going over to Facebook and purchasing some ads. With Twitter, you want to build a strong base so that they can serve as ambassadors to your brand. This is going to take some time to do. Make sure you share your profile page and begin connecting with people. You want to create a large base of followers, right? This is what would give your business the chance to really flourish. Well, in order to do this, you have to start getting followers. In order to do this, you must start sharing your Twitter business profile with people on different social networks you might belong to. You'll also want to make sure you put some links of your profile page on your main business website. This way, when traffic comes to the website, every visitor will have the chance to learn about the profile page and potentially share it. You want any customer who wants to find you to be able to do it easily. Be sure to share content that has value and will be retweeted. Do you want to boost the chances that you'll get a lot of followers, or at least more followers using Twitter? Well, if you do, then you need to make sure that you're sharing content that has value to people. The content can't be something that's widely known, nor can it be anything that's too generic. It has to be something that will interest people. When people are interested in something, they'll give their full attention to it and want to share it with other people. People will want to visit your profile page more consistently to get more of what you gave them the last time. You must make sure that the content you put out isn't always just your own, though. Share content that comes from other people you might be influenced by. If all you do is tweet out messages about your own business and content, then people will ultimately get turned off by you. The bottom line is if you use Twitter the right way, it can really help you with building awareness for your business brand. Everyone isn't going to be a fan of Twitter, but this doesn't mean you can ignore it. Twitter should be used strategically for those with businesses they want to promote. For instance, there are a lot of people you could connect with that run similar businesses as you might. Think of the ideas you could get from these people if you connected with them. Next, we'll go through how to use Google+ in order to promote your business. Google+ is one of those social networking websites that a lot of people don't see as being trendy. It doesn't really seem to get the publicity as Twitter and Facebook. However, you should still be using it in order to help grow your business. Google+, when used the right way, can spread awareness about your brand before any of the other social networks. Let's get into what you should do in order to fully harness the power of Google+. Create a good profile. Your experience using Google+ is going to be heavily impacted by how good your profile page is. You can think of it as the same way you would Facebook in terms of this. Your profile page is very critical. It's going to say a lot about who you are and what you represent, so you'll want to make sure you invest some real time into putting it together the right way. Put images up that are relevant to your business. Did you know that Google indexes the pictures you put up on Google+? These pictures come up when people perform certain searches. Why is this important? Well, if you're going to put up pictures and share them, they have to be the right type of pictures. They have to convey the message you want them to. People should see the pictures you share and think of certain things. A bad picture can create a bad perception of your business and make people not want to recommend it to others. Don't close your profile to searching. No matter how hard people try to look for another search engine that can deliver them the same results as Google, there just doesn't seem to be one. Google is the top dog, and they're likely going to stay the top dog. This is important because the profiles you create in Google+ for your business are going to be indexed and displayed very quickly. When you look in your setting, you'll want to make sure people can see your profile when they perform a search for you. Make use of the links feature inside your profile. You can use keywords associated with your business in order to optimize the links in feature inside your profile. This is a very powerful SEO function. Think about this for a second. Chances are that Google really places a lot of credibility into these links in particular, right? Make sure you use circles to speak with prospective customers or existing ones. We might be getting ahead of the curve with this one, but once you've gotten used to using Google+, you'll want to make sure you're using circles. I would say that circles is one of the best features of Google+. It gives you the chance to break down your contacts based on different criteria. For example, you can make a circle solely for prospective customers and then use this to cater to them solely. This is very beneficial for a business. Make sure you use plus, comments, and do a lot of sharing. You're going to want people to show support for the ideas and content you put up on your social media account, right? Well, you must do the same. Using the +1 feature on Google gives you the chance to do this. Think of the +1 as you would a like on Facebook. This helps other people to gain credibility, and odds are if you +1 people's ideas or content, they will become more likely to do the same for you. Put videos in your profile. Videos are very good when it comes to SEO. If you put videos inside of your profile, this greatly increases the chances that they'll be indexed into Google search. If you have any kind of video that you believe will help build awareness for your business, don't be afraid to share it. You can even decide to have a video specially made for the sole purpose of using with your Google Plus account. Add your business name as an individual page. Google Plus gives people the ability to have a different page solely for their business or brand. It's kind of like Facebook in this sense. Making a page for your business is a very good way to get content out there and market your business to a big audience. Google Plus has a lot of power when you think about it. Anything related to the big G has a lot of power. Businesses that are worried about not being able to get ranked should focus heavily on Google Plus. It's really a great way to ensure your message gets out there, and it gives you the chance to establish yourself firmly to your audience. Take the time to learn the basics of using Google+. Google makes this really easy. Once you have the basics down, it shouldn't be hard at all to get other things in motion. Google+ might not have the trendiness factor like some of the other social media websites, but this doesn't mean they aren't a force to be reckoned with. And when it comes to local SEO for your business, Google+ can really help you break through. Just be sure that you participate in the community. Don't just focus only on your own messages, and you'll be okay. Next, let's talk about using LinkedIn in order to promote your business. Even though there are a lot of different social media websites out there, a lot of them don't offer much as far as professional networking is concerned. LinkedIn is a social networking site that's all about professionalism. It's used by about 135 million business professionals all around the world. If your business were to plug into this website, you'll surely get some benefits that you wouldn't get from other sites. LinkedIn makes its focuses largely based on B2B connections. So if there were ever a social media marketing strategy you were going to use, you should be using it on this site. There's no way you can afford to keep LinkedIn out of your marketing strategy. Now, the majority of people who make use of this website tend to use it as an online resume, and there's really nothing wrong with that. However, LinkedIn offers so much more than this. As a business owner, you can use this website to take your business to the next level. Here are some tips you can follow to get things going. Properly branding the address to your LinkedIn account. When you first go to sign up for a LinkedIn account, it's going to make a LinkedIn web address for you that should come up as a collection of weird-looking letters and addresses. The thing is, you can decide to customize this address if you want. Here would be your chance to create a LinkedIn address that would be branded with your name. So every time you contacted someone with this account, you'll be spreading awareness about your brand. Working to become someone who is recognized as credible. When you're on LinkedIn, you'll have the opportunity to participate in the community by answering some questions and taking part in some of the discussion groups. If you don't think this is important for your business, think again. The people that would be in these group discussions are going to be those that have extensive networks. You never know who you're talking to when you're on LinkedIn. You would also have to participate just to make sure you kept yourself relevant. But the real value in taking part in group discussions and answering questions is it makes you look credible. It wouldn't be too long until you are established as an expert in your field. As a business owner, this is what you want. Using LinkedIn in order to speak with prospects. Maybe you might have a business that has a lot to do with sales. If this is the case, then you could use LinkedIn as a means of getting them warmed up to you and what you do. If you have a prospect you want to get in contact with, for example, then you would be able to find them easily on the website. You'll be able to take this chance to see how you are associated with them as well. Chances are, if you have a good active list of LinkedIn connections, you would have a good chance at turning a few of them into prospects. Get started by making use of LinkedIn's introduction feature in order to request an introduction from one of your connections. Keeping your connections up to date on LinkedIn. In order for you to get the full benefit for your business by being on LinkedIn, you have to work hard to keep your connections as current as possible. You're going to have to work hard to get them and even harder to keep them. What you should do is invest a little time each week into adding new people, so if anyone disappears, they would be easily replaced. Keeping your connections current is also a great way for you to expand your influence and make sure current connections stay updated about what you had going on. You might not give much thought to how much value there is in being on LinkedIn, but there's plenty. A lot of the people who work in your business, including those who are your biggest competition, are going to be on this website. If you take part as well, you have a chance to really build some strong connections, and you never know how these might come in handy. If you wanted to speed things up, you could use other social media websites to boost your LinkedIn account. Chances are most of the people you would find on Facebook or Twitter likely have LinkedIn accounts as well. Take every chance to make sure you're always expanding your circle of influence, and you'll be surprised at how far you can get with this website. So, does this mean we're done as far as social media websites you can decide to use in order to promote your business? The answer is no. There are a few other social media websites worth mentioning. It's just that they aren't as popular, and some businesses might not want to invest a lot of time with these. Nevertheless, we are going to speak briefly about some of these other social media websites. Remember what was said earlier. The smaller social media websites can offer some perks that the larger ones don't, so you can't afford to ignore any of them. So, now that we've gone through some of the most popular social media sites, let's go through some additional social media websites your business can benefit from. Social media marketing is about more than just being on the biggest platforms in order to build a following. Social media marketing is all about you making every effort you can to get your name out there. And sometimes you can get massive exposure in the least likely of places. Smaller social networking websites, or should I say less popular ones, offer you as a business owner a chance to really hone in on those who will be ambassadors for your brand. You can think of social networking websites as a part of a tier system. You have Facebook and Twitter at the top. Then, right below those websites, you have some others that can't be ignored. The first one I want to talk about briefly is Instagram. Instagram is a social networking website that allows people to immediately share images and other multimedia. It's very popular and is very close to being in that first tier, if it isn't already. A business can do a lot with Instagram if they put together a solid plan. You just have to exercise caution, though. The images you put out there would get shared with other people, assuming you're doing it right. Another social networking website you might want to give a look to would be Pinterest. You really don't hear much about this website, but they seem solid. Tumblr is another great social networking website that allows people to share just about anything they want and create endless content. If you plan on writing a lot of content in order to draw interest in your business, then Tumblr should be a part of your social media marketing strategy. The last social networking website I want to talk about briefly is Vine. Now, as a business, you might have trouble coming up with ways to use this website, but you can think of something. Vine is a site that allows people to create short video clips, less than 5 seconds, in order to interest people. With only 5 seconds, it's obvious that the video has to be really hard-hitting, otherwise the message will be lost. There are a lot of people that use Vine successfully, but you have to be really smart in this regard. People who use Vine use it more for entertainment, but as far as a brand-building tool, Vine can be a powerful weapon. Here's the thing you must remember when it comes to any social networking website you use. Your main goal is to be social first and foremost. It works the same way as it would in real life. You meet someone, speak with them briefly, find out if you have something in common, and then go from there. Building relationships is what social media marketing is all about. No other form of marketing gives you the chance to connect with your audience as good as social media marketing will. In order to really help businesses understand what they should be doing on these websites, take the marketing out of the social media. The marketing part only comes in when someone shows interest in whom you are and what you do. These people are going to be hot prospects, brand ambassadors, and a whole lot more. Any business that doesn't use this form of marketing to get exposure really runs the risk of falling behind. And remember, your competition, a lot of which might spend a lot of time on social networking websites, probably make use of social media for their own businesses. This is why they might be doing better than you. So, where do you go from here as a business that wants to use social media marketing? It doesn't matter what kind of business you have. There's a wide selection of people on different social networking websites waiting to connect with you. Sure, not all of us are big fans of social media. You can't discount, though, how much of an effect it's had on businesses. When was the last time you went to a gym, a restaurant, or any public venue? Chances are you probably saw information somewhere inside the place pertaining to their Twitter page or Facebook page. And it's only going to grow as time goes on. People don't just want to go to a business anymore without being connected to it somehow. If your business is not making use of social media, you really risk falling behind. We're not talking about people leaving reviews about your business. We're talking about you being able to really connect with and understand your customers or potential customers. This is what will help you better serve them. This is what will help you stay ahead of the curve. Social media marketing gives you the power to collect information and advice you can use to make your business so much better than what it is. It can even be the sole reason why your business makes any money at all. I can use an example to illustrate this point. Recently, on an episode of the ABC series Shark Tank, there was a business owner selling a certain product. I can't remember what the product was. Anyway, when asked how he managed to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales, he said he relied solely on social media. Now think about this for a second. We are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue, all without having to spend a dime on conventional advertising. What do you think this meant for that business owner? It meant they didn't have to risk large sums of money on advertising, and they'll be able to grow their business much faster. Their social media presence is only going to continue growing, and as it grows, so will their credibility and clout. I know that a lot of businesses are hesitant to take social media seriously, but you really have to. Look, you don't have to be on every social media website. Instead, you can decide to find just one that you really like and focus on that one alone. Any social media presence for your business is better than none, because no matter where you are, the people you connect with are going to have multiple social networking accounts they can share your information on. What I want people to take away from this report is that as a business, you're in trouble. The internet is making it tougher to make a living. Instead of looking at this as a bad thing, you can decide to use the internet to help you. Social media marketing gives you the chance to do this. The extra revenue it can bring in, if done correctly, can keep you afloat during rough times and help you grow in the future. The time to get started is now. You want your social media presence to grow with time. The longer you wait, the longer this is going to take. Get started with social media marketing and add that missing dimension to your business. Don't get left behind. People want businesses they can connect to these days, and if you aren't one of them, then they'll connect with your competition. If you want professionals to take care of your social media presence for you, then contact us now. Thank you for joining me in this training program, and I wish you success in social media marketing.